guys, so carrying on where we left off. So let me set back my camera to my front view. Okay, so I noticed that you still need to add some depth on the brow line. You need to add some depth on your brows, something like somewhere around there. You need to have some depth to it. So if you compare that to our original reference, you should notice something with you should notice some kind of depth around here. So around this region of our head. So I want to try and capture that. So I'm going to be using the standard brush with the symmetry turned on. Let's see. I'm going to carve out a depth. Now we need to know how far that depth goes. So starting around here, I hold the Alt key, kind of carve this in. Let's see. Let's check this from another angle. Then we would turn on our camera, what I like setup. So I don't want it to be too, it shouldn't be too deep. So I'll look at it from a glancing angle. Then I'll smooth that back in. Forgot to take down my smooth intensity. So smooth that back in. I want to try and keep that transition in there. So let me smooth this. Okay. I have a sharper line at the edge. With the standard brush, I can kind of add something in here and then smooth that back in. Okay. This should work. Now compare that to the other parts of my reference. Okay. Okay, that's fine. Then go back to our front view. Kind of seems like a depth in here. So let's try and create that depth in there also. Use my standard brush, hold Alt, and kind of do something like this in here. And I'll smooth that back in. Kind of fill that back up and smooth that in. Okay. Yes, okay, we need to, on the cheek, just below the cheek, I need to smooth this out. I don't want that line to be too obvious. Okay, then I noticed something around. We're going to be changing the view very soon. just below the high. Let me see if I can find a better reference for this. I don't know if you can see this kind of like a tissue in here. I may not be using the right anatomical words, but I'm sure you get the idea. So I'm going to make that a bit thicker. I already have a landmark that kind of shows me where it should be. Then I'll just use my standard brush to kind of make this pop and smooth that back in. So if you should change the view, you have something like this. Yeah, something like this should work. Look at it from a glancing angle, kind of smooth that back in. And then we need to have some kind of depth in here. Let me see if our character has that depth in there. So let's increase this by one subdivision. So I'm going to hit D on the keyboard. I still feel I need to smooth this back in some more. It feels too high. Okay. Then we're going to do what? Okay, yes. Let's see how high this is. Let's see how high this part of the face is. So if you compare that to a reference in here, this is what I'm trying to work on right now. I'm trying to work on this piece. So I'm trying to figure out how high it is for our model. It feels like it's pushing back in some more. Feels like it's pushing back in some more. So let's look at some other reference image and try to figure out what is in there. So we have more shadows, depth in here, based on light coming from this angle. So we can just assume this part goes down a bit more. But let's compare that to other references with similar light information. So something like this also. The light coming from this angle having more of the depth in here. So the depth is more around here. The depth is more around here compared to this region here. So let's try to mark that out. I'm also seeing something for the nose. Also seeing some kind of shape to the nose that we can try to bring in. So using my move brush, try to go really gentle on this, push this in. And down a bit, then let's find that angle. Let's find a similar angle for this. A similar angle for this. Then we would kind of push this in a bit more. Pop this out just a bit. Okay. Then we have like some kind of fillers in here. So I will just use my clay brush, take this down. Okay. Then fill up this region. Then fill up this region just a bit and smooth that back in. Okay, that's fine.